set me up properly to fail here, right in my back garden, on a plate. I'm only going to look like an absolute muppet if I lose. So point that camera elsewhere, lad.
Couldn't be any less confident if I tried, if I'm honest. And I've just dropped it.
I'm not very confident. No, I don't think I've ever used a fly rod.
This is my extent of fly fishing gear, which I acquired about 10 minutes ago. So, who knows? Who knows?
Might wear a flat cap, but he's nothing more short of a chimney sweep, is he? Look at him. Hello and welcome to the AD Challenge Part 3. We are gonna get trouty as in this challenge. It's a pairs event. We are at the beautiful Rockland Mere Fishery, and hopefully we're gonna put some of these beautiful rainbows on the bank. The premise is the pair with the greatest total number of trout caught today are the winning pair. All that's left to do, apart from watch these guys embarrass themselves and watch me proficiently cast like an absolute legend, is to pick who's going to go with who. Widget, me and you, we're going to do rock, paper, scissors and pick our corresponding, I'm going to say partner, even though it sounds a bit odd. Right. On three? One, two, three, go. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Hopefully the start of things to come today.
Good luck, you got 3 people who can't fly fish to pick from.
Yeah, bleak.
Some worse than
Bleak.
others.
But what I'm going to do, because Ollie has yet to have a win, you've been destroyed in the day smash.
I was, yeah.
And I love him, and he looks proper trouty.
Matching jackets.
I'm going to go with you, mate. That lead.
Jacket friends, jacket friends.
Oh, mate.
I noticed that. That's cringe. I'm going to leave these two to try and outwit us. There is a little note on the scoring system, and that is if you catch a trout on a dry fly, it's worth 2 points instead of 1. Any other method is just 1 point. It's the first time ever I fished against you, Phil. For once, I'm not your friend. You are still my angling idol, and thank you for having a clean shave, which is more than can be said for time. Without further ado, let's get stuck in to some Rockland's rainbows.
Oh, we had a swipe at it. Okay. Again.
It looks like, mate, there's plenty of fish in here.
Oh, yeah, that probably makes it worse for the fact that. Look at that. Natural.
Normally, mate, it's filming
Don't film
Hassan entangled, and
No, as he says, this isn't tangles, this is time to reflect on hooking the staging. And,
mate, time to reflect. That's your first cast.
well, technically it wasn't because it hasn't got in the water, but.
So I've seen 2 casts, 2 tangled.
Well, technically I got 1 out there. Oh no, this isn't coming out either.
I've just been up the bank, mate, and it's looking good for you. I've walked past 2 of your opposition, and both are in bad tangles.
That's good that they're in tangles, mate. You need to keep them in there. That extra tenner I've slipped you, mate, you need to make sure they stay in tangles. There are tons of fish showing. Come in, look at the amount they're boshing out. There's certainly fish to be caught. However, I think they're proving a little trickier at the moment. then they potentially could be. Hopefully we'll find either a pattern of fly that works or the right depth that they're feeding at, and then we won't tell them, we'll just keep sacking up.
Struggling.
First cast.
Well, the first rod I picked up had a break in the fly line, and I think it was hindering my action. Whichever action that would be, I don't know. I'm probably the worst here, I must admit, but I'm enjoying it. I just need a bit more practice, and my partner is too busy fishing to give me any pointers. So I think I better just go and learn on my own.
After what I was just saying, mate. What do they say? Cream always rises to the top.
Dry fly only. Oh my word.
Yeah, mate.
2 pointer, Phil. 2 points, he's dropped the net. 2 points. Off the mark. Round of applause.
They weren't coming on. On the dry. Had to be off the mark after fluffing a couple of chances with the first one and on a dry fly as well. So
2 point lead, mate.
2 point lead, and does your confidence a world of good.
So it's nice to see you're actually in the water and not tangled. And I've come to tell you some good news. Phil has had one.
Yeah, he has. Phil's had one.
Phil's had one on a dry fly, and you're 2 points up.
Has Zan got one yet?
No. Sand's over the far side blanking. He's left Ollie in the corner.
Wow, team split up already as well.
Someone's going to make me look a mug. It was definitely going to be Spinksy, and he certainly has. He's had one on the dry, which means there's added pressure on these broad, quite pasty dad body style shoulders. I need to catch one. I've got 2 dries on. There's fish in the swim. I've moved about, I've chopped and changed. I'm just going to be patient and hope that they get on those dries. They seem to be taking little tiny black gnats. They're absolutely minuscule. I know Spinks has actually hooked and lost another. So I'm going to persist on the dries. There's a few fish in this area and in front of me, and hope that they get on it. If not, I'm going to go subsurface, not carpy subsurface, but on some buzzers. It just depends on what happens with the sun and these fish that are rising like something in front of me.
You're an Ollie.
Yeah, first cast.
No help from the fishery owner, of course.
He needs to leave, isn't it?
I'll get out of the way.
I'll try and...
Get a shot.
This is on a dry as well, so it's 2 points, isn't it?
Yes, 2 points to bring it even.
Shot in the butt, mate. So much for me being the expert. Harper's gone and bagged one on the dry. 2-2. We're in the game, mate.
Yeah.
You keep pulling. Don't listen to me.
Okay.
I get on a finna tippet, and we can do this. I've poached Ollie Harper swimmer. There are a huge concentration of fish out in a big ball, as far as I can physically cast, really. And a little black fly has proven the downfall of this fish, which will potentially put us in the lead.
Yeah.
So the pressure is on.
Tactical change.
I've basically been bigging it up all day saying I'm a fly angler, and I've been blanking, and I need to get this in. So Chris, every time I play a fish with you in the camera, I lose it. So could you turn that camera away and let's get this job done? They don't half scrap for little fish. Harper, you gotta want him. Yeah, boys! Get on the little black, whatever that is, gnat. On the dry, a 2 pointer, my first fish. The relief is immense.
In the lead.
That puts us in the lead, mate. Top angling from you for that one earlier. And this is number 2. Let's go and get some more. Needless camera work. Let's get him back. Trouty. Right, Ollie's gone. I've still got that big ball of fish in front of me. I've picked the smallest fly I can possibly find in my fly box. Hopefully this sees the back of the net and it puts us further in front. It's been tricky. Despite the amount of fish showing, they've certainly not thrown themselves on the bank. So slowly, catchy. Oh! Horrific piece of netting, but it's in. Fish number 2, nailed location, and using the smallest of smallest black gnat on a size 20 dry fly. Let's get back into that ball of fish, see if I can get a few more. Let's get him back. We're winning, come on!
I could literally do a montage of tangles today.
I've lost the will. Right, it's fair to say that fly fishing probably isn't the one for me. I've spent more time in tangles, more time undoing my fly line that's wrapped around the rod than I have doing any type of fishing. So if there's a weakness, this is certainly it. But we've all spread out around the lake now. Ollie's over the far side, the sand's down there, and I think he's just had another one on dry flies. Fortunately, Phil has just lost one as well. So, I mean, Phil's fishing on his own, let's face it. I don't think I'm ever going to catch one. But it's not over yet, there's still time. Although, I'm not too happy. I'm happy with that at all, really. My arm is going to fall off, I think. And I've not been this deflated since I scored an own goal in my under-8s 5-a-side cup final, and I cried that day, and I feel I might cry today as well.
Right, I've taken a few minutes out of the ultra-competitive thrash fest that is today's AD challenge, just to talk you through my small stillwater fly fishing setup from the bank. Now today I'm using a 9-foot 5 to 6 weight fly rod. I have a 6 weight floating line all the way through, and then from that there is a braided loop to which I've connected around about 12 foot of 6-pound tippet, and the tippet material that I've used is fluorocarbon. Now, because so many fish have been prevalent on the surface, I've fished dry flies pretty much exclusively throughout the whole of the competition thus far, and probably will continue to do so. So on the end of that tippet is a single fly, and that is a tiny black dry fly. In addition to that, all you'll need is you will need a good pair of polarized sunglasses. 2 reasons. 1, for eye protection when you're casting. The last thing you want anything to happen is for a hook to go in somebody's eye if you miscast, for example. And the other is obviously to spot fish. The only other thing you'll need is a net, a load of perseverance, and hopefully you'll get stuck into some stillwater trout.
Well, Phil, I thought I'd come around and see what they look like, because this is the closest I'm going to be to fish, I'm sure. But it is well and truly needed. The sand has just had another one, so this puts it 6-4 now. This is on a dry fly, yeah?
Yeah.
So 6-4, and we've got about half an hour left. So you've got half an hour to catch one. I've got half an hour to, I don't know what I'm going to do, just muck around and get some more tangles. But let's get him back and see if we can draw a level. Brilliant. How'd you fly him on?
No
I've got a
pressure,
clue
mate,
what I'm
but
doing.
this is the fish to draw level.
I don't have a clue what I'm doing. I've come around and poached a sand swimmer.
Yeah, that's it. You keep tension on him, mate, and if he goes, you let go, because you've got a tiny little hook, mate.
I've never played on this, you know.
No, you're doing well. You're making it look...
You shouldn't help me, really. This is important fish.
No, mate, it's good that you catch, mate. Is this your first trout on the fly?
Never caught. I've tried 3 times.
I'll go just down here, mate.
3 times and never ever caught one.
Go on, roll him over.
Yeah!
Well done, mate. Well done.
Come on! Oh, that is well up there. One of the best fish I've ever caught.
And that, mate,
That's
is
mega.
the equaliser.
The equaliser?
Yeah?
I'm not having that. Yeah. Right, in that case, let's knock him off.
I've tangled you up.
That's all right, mate.
Right, you leave him in the water and we'll give you a better look.
Yeah, I'm going to catch
Well, just as I'm sorting this fish out, Hassan's only gone and hooked one, which potentially is going to win it with, what, 8 minutes less possibly.
Oh, he's got 8 minutes. He's poached my swim, caught a trout, trying to claim that he's drawn level for some sort of reason.
To be fair, I'll take it. The first ever trout I've caught, I'll take the loss.
Fair, mate. I'm made up for you. That was a good bit of angling as well from you.
More
we're going to do a twos up. A brace?
A brace
shot of
What's
trout?
a brace of trout called?
I don't know, but it is very trouty. We could start a new sort of trout trend. Brace shot surely haven't been done before.
Brace
on the old
shot trout has never been done. Oh, I might knock him off for you. I'll knock him off.
It might be my first trouty brace shot with the enemy, but I'm chuffed to bits for this man because he might have poached my swim, but he has caught his first on the fly trout, and that's what I'm all about, spreading the joys of troutiness, even if it's the opposition. We are now 2 ahead. You were level with that one, but I've pulled this one out and there are fish showing. Yeah. There's about 8 minutes left, 5 minutes left. I'm going to keep him out here so he can't catch any more, and Ollie's in the swim.
Ollie's fishing away.
Tactics. Oh, mine's gone.
So minutes remaining, and I've actually lost one before this one, and I'm playing the final fish because I don't think we've got a lot of time left. But hopefully this one, we're always already a fish ahead. Oh.
And there looks like now there is plenty of poaching going on.
Mate, we've found a ball. Crowie has poached the swimmer, so whatever he's caught doesn't count.
I've got the taste for it now.
And Harper, to be fair to him, has absolutely played blinder. Because with this sort of etiquette, it can throw people, do you know what I mean? But he's held true. I'm used to these tactics coming from bait anglers.
Yeah. Well, this was caught on double red maggot.
Don't keep our edges.
And this surely will seal a deal.
You've got the net.
I'll put you 2 fish up, Stan.
Yeah, this is the one, mate. This is the one, and Harper deserves it, and I'm going to net it for him because he deserves it that much. I've done absolutely nothing to help him all day. It's only right. Crowie is trying to blind us with his sort of swish. Can you hear that, Cat? I'm going to push it. It's only right that if this goes in, we've won it anyway, but this will be the nail in the coffin, but I'll push you in, innit?
Yeah, yeah.
We'll go skinny dipping, mate, if this comes off.
Off the board.
Harper, who has not won an AD challenge.
It's fitting.
Mate, take your time with that, because that's the best fish of the day, I reckon.
No!
That needs to come in.
Phil, come on! This doesn't come in as a draw.
Take your time.
Oh, it needs to come off. Yes!
Good man. I forgot about the competition now. I'm just a converted fly angler.
Great fun.
Well done, mate.
Thanks very much.
Love you, Harper. That little trout means the absolute world.
I love the fact you're both ignoring the fact that he's still looked up next to you.
Oh, I don't care. It's unethical, mate. He shouldn't be allowed that. That's why he's a bait angler. Classic lack of ethics and any form of politeness.
You
look at
missed the
Sphinx
fireworks.
coming into shot.
Get in here, Sphinxy. They're all there, look.
Right, I might knock myself for it.
The consolation prize.
Here he goes.
Yeah.
It is. Well done.
And there we have it, the end of proceedings. And what a way to finish. Oh, good hands. In terms of final scores, me and Ollie, 6 fish, all on the dry fly, so 12 points. Phil and Widget, team bait, shall we say. Etiquette, cross, angling, tick. I believe in total 4 fish?
4 fish.
For 8 points. So that makes us, mate,
The winners.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. What
Well
a
done,
pair
boys.
of fly guys. Forget these two, no etiquette, absolute wrong uns. We were always going to win it. We decided to make it interesting halfway through because it was that easy. But on a serious note, mega angling, I think I've converted 3 people into fly
My
fishing.
first ever trout, so I'll take that.
And a massive thanks has to go to Rockland Mere Trout Fishery. It's absolutely mega. Get yourselves down there. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you again with another ADTV production and maybe even another challenge. Should we sign off with a come on?
He was lovely.
Yeah. Well done.
Well done, mate. Well done, Hassan.
Cheers, mate. Cheers.